Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mami Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Montate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. Nos fuimos.
Hola, chica.
Hi, Diana.
Hi.
I was just saying, like, how dope would it be? It is warm in the studio because we have a studio.
We have a studio, pero hace un calor.
Period. But how dope would it be if we just had a podcast about, like, all the funny shit we just did before we started recording this? I mean, would people watch it? I would watch it.
I don't know, but somebody took a serious dump in the toilet, and now the shit is backed up.
Oh, that's
that was part of it.
Like BTS.
That was part of behind the scenes. Dirty.
But you know what I said? I mean, we all poop. You poop. I poop. We all poop.
And then you get to an age when you start talking about poop. And you're comfortable with talking about
what
poop.
Is the saying in Spanish? El pobre siempre termina hablando de mierda.
Not el pobre.
Yeah. That's when you know you poor.
No, but I feel like when you're little, you talk about farting and pooping. And you know how little kids there and then they'll be like, oh, he farted.
So why do you think it's so? Why?
And then you graduate to, wait, he farted. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see. With your nose. Why do you think it's so fascinating?
I don't know. I think because some smells are worse than others. I know people that smell legit and don't stink. Like they like fart and don't stink.
Wait, what?
But the people that eat really, really well, those are the worst smelling farts.
Oh, so you mean the healthier you eat?
The worst.
Because it's like all greens and
Or
stuff.
that's not actually true because there's some people that eat some crap.
And their poop smells
and it's
like crap.
You got to go to the bathroom.
Like all the time.
Ew. But yes. But it's
Actually,
okay. It's
I was
okay that we
farting
talk about
last
poop.
night in bed and it didn't smell good. And the first thing I thought about was,
What do you eat?
what did I eat? I think
That's
the
legit.
dairy.
That's legit.
I think the dairy.
Oh, yeah.
The dairy.
Yeah.
I took a Laxate and I was fine, but I was like, the dairy. Because it was like a very unique scent.
Was it like, what
Funky.
dairy did you have?
Like, my daughter was like,
Did you have cheese?
Mom, ricotta. I made
Ooh.
lasagna. My whole family came over yesterday.
Ricotta, so that means that they cut up your stomach.
Right?
Ricotta.
Right.
The ricotta your stomach.
Ricotta. Anyway, this podcast is not about shit, but you know, we can talk about shit.
We talk about anything.
Anything.
Talk about anything.
What are we going to talk about? What's happening this week in the world? Girl. In the world.
Girl.
I feel like is it the
America.
world or is it this country?
I think it's
Yes,
America.
exactly. I feel like I wasn't really sweating it for a little bit, but now I'm kind of like, and I'm not the type of person to worry, but now I'm getting a little scared. Like what's happening is real and heavy and scary, and even if it doesn't affect you, it should affect you.
Absolutely.
Like that is the basis of humanity.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about the EBT. First of all, that's one of the things that of the many that have happened. Like I was just hearing on the radio today that he stopped and I say he, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah, we don't.
But he stopped the making of pennies. So now there's like a shortage of like they're worried.
But my thing is, what is the reasoning
I don't know.
behind these decisions?
I think I think he's bored.
Like,
but
even
the EBT one got me like real worried just because I know people honestly that have EBT and need
100%.
it. Right?
That's the problem.
Not just people that I know, but elderly people that, you know, they depend on it. They have limited amount of money for, you know, from Social Security or from working little part-time jobs. There's a lot of people that haven't had a 401k, that don't have a retirement fund, you know, and they're in their 60s and 70s working little part-times like at Walmart. When you see these elderly people, I'm quite sure that a lot of them like to work, like my mom. She loves to work where she works because she wants to just keep active. But there's a lot of people that can't but have to.
That's the sad part, right?
And now they have to worry about food.
That's the sadder part. So it's like, what is it? So I had this conversation with someone, and yes, presidents in the past have made changes to the White House, usually most likely 99% inside. They change rooms, they change colors. It's like what you said. Is it boredom, or is it just a visual representation of power where you knock down the rose garden that had so much history and make it look like a beach cabana central, because it's now tables, chairs, and umbrellas. Mind you, yellow and white stripe umbrellas, like real Miami Beach.
And he's gonna build.
And then he's building this entertainment hall, which is essentially going to be bigger than the White House. I don't know, like, how this is allowed. You know why I think these things are allowed? Because our forefathers never thought someone like this would actually be in office. So to be so specific in writing rules that limit the most powerful position essentially in the world, I don't think nobody ever thought to do it.
Right. But
You
I think
know?
now they should put something in place.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because all the power is too much power.
It's too much. And then the first go around, it was sort of kind of like him dipping his toe in the water, right? Sort of kind of still going along with whatever templates were set out from previous administrations. But he came in with a bulldozer this time, like, I'm doing whatever
Yeah,
I want.
That Biden presidency in between was like, now it is full on, this is my ball. You're not playing with me. I'm taking my ball. And it's really scary. Like,
It
I'm
is so
absolutely
scary.
looking into citizenship in another country. I mean, it's like, it's almost like what's scarier too is that other countries are fucked up too. And what's happening with EBT, there's even a lot of Republicans, even, what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the really, really, like, extreme Republican. She has come out very boldly against this whole EBT situation,
Yep.
of course, because it affects her constituents. Like,
Right.
let's not act like this is only black, brown people who are affected by this.
Right.
It's like there are a lot of white Americans who are on state aid.
This is an attack on poor people.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Poor
not even
Americans.
Poor
this has nothing to
Americans.
do with immigrants. These
Right.
are poor Americans.
poor Americans.
And it's being painted, of course, by the Republicans that it's because this is what the Democrats want. And then the Democrats are like, it's almost like this pawn because, and don't quote me, I'm not a political analyst, but it's like, okay, cool. So we'll give you back EBT, but we need to make changes to Obamacare, essentially.
Right.
It really
Right.
all comes down to, I mean, the fact that Obama was the first black president, it must boil people's blood because it's just like, and the fact that Obamacare is not even the name of what it's called, what it officially is, but it became tokened as Obamacare. And I feel like that's the worst thing that could have happened because it just does something to the ego where it's like, no, we need to eliminate it
Right.
simply because it's referred to as Obamacare.
Right.
When it's like, how are we in the most powerful, wealthiest country in the world? And the basic things like healthcare, like education, like food are what the conversations are about.
Yeah, and the thing is that Thanksgiving is usually a time where there's people in need, period, already.
Girl.
Right? Even with their food stamps, even with their Social Securities, even with state aid, which has been depleting as well, right? So you have the food pantries, you have the churches that are trying to, and actually, I saw the news this morning where in Connecticut, the governor is giving, I think it's like $3 million to the food pantries in the state so that they can try to help out some of these people that are not going to be having EBTs. So, and then another thing I saw, which I was like, that makes a lot of sense. We should probably do that. So this lady said that she works in social services and that she already sees what's going on in terms of people trying to figure out how they're going to pay everything that they have to pay and feed their kids or feed their families or even just feed themselves, right? So she's like, let's do something. Let's shut down the holiday season. Let's not shop.
Oh my God, yes.
Let's not shop. Let's not buy any presents. And I was like, that is genius.
But by the way,
because Target felt it immediately when.
bitch.
So let's hit them in their freaking pockets to see what the hell they're going to do. I wouldn't mind keeping some of that money.
Period.
You know?
But by the way, if you can't afford to eat, respectfully, humbly, why are you even thinking about any other type of a gift? You know, the gift of food provision is the fact that it's so frustrating, the fact that there's even conversation around something like food
Right.
in the world period, but in this country, it doesn't even make sense. And you said something about food pantries. It's not, I don't want to say it's funny, but every time I have volunteered, and I haven't lately because Sophie's so small and there's so many rules around what age she has to be or whatever. Everyone working there, everyone who gives their time is also usually people who do not have.
Right. And
It
also
is-
have to take stuff home.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's what are we doing? What are we doing as a
I've
country?
seen people getting recorded either on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, right? Because we all live in this world where everything is like right there, disposable in your hand. The computer is right there. People are walking out of Walmarts, Stop and Shops, whatever, wherever they are that they do their groceries with carts full of groceries, and they don't care if they get arrested because they're already feeling what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you rather take the money away, or you rather not let them have an Oreo, let them have whatever you think is not what they should be buying with the money. Look at their life in general. If they want to buy an Oreo, they probably don't have light. They
Right,
probably don't have
right.
gas.
That's like the biggest pleasure I'm
You know
having
what I'm
this
saying?
week.
That's
a
probably
fucking
their
Oreo
pleasure.
cookie.
Let them have
Yes.
it. Who cares?
Yes.
You know, so it's just like, I'm not understanding that you can take that away, but then fund a war or something, or fund a room that you're building at the White House.
That's it.
Or fund your ass going to play golf every freaking weekend. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you're going to your golf place, and I'm sure they're getting charged, which means you're getting double. Girl.
Also, I'm not sure if you know, he made an agreement with Qatar to build a semi sort of base here for them in exchange for a private plane. So that was one of the things Marjorie Taylor Greene was
God.
like, oh, wait a minute. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Right.
And she's this is a woman, and I hate to speak so ignorantly about it, but she is the one who was always in conflict with the other, I believe she's a representative, strong black woman, very well spoken.
Yep.
And they were constantly at battle. But this is a woman who has spoken up for the current administration very upfront. And now she's like, wait a minute, this is affecting my constituents, which is, I mean, I guess that's public office's job, but it's like, oh, word, bitch, like now, because it's affecting your constituents, which essentially means it's affecting her seat in office.
Right.
You know, and I feel it's really scary. We had this conversation before we started recording that it's like, and this is when civil wars happen. This is when people start to get into moments of desperation. Like, real talk, can you imagine you're not able to feed your children?
Right. Right.
What the fuck would you do?
Anything.
This is what I'm
And
saying.
everything.
This is what I'm saying.
And then, like, let's say a place like Washington, D.C. I was just there this weekend.
Yes.
The National Guard is actively out there with their guns, just walking around
It's like third world country
with the
energy.
cops, right?
Yes.
But I was taken aback. People are used to it that live there, but me, I was taken aback. I usually see them around the White House, or I see them around, you know, all the monuments or whatever. But they were actively walking around neighborhoods. They were on U Street. They were by Howard, because, you know, Howard had their homecoming this past weekend. So I'm just like, you know, they were cool. They were taking pictures with people, but in some sense, my daughter said, you know what, Ma, it actually stopped some people from acting a little crazier, because the cops, they don't really care about the cops in D.C., which I was just like, oh, really? Okay. But at the same time, it's like, it was a little bit like, I was taken aback, like, oh, wait, You know, having a son in the Marines, like, is my son gonna be used for stuff like this?
So that
know?
that brings me to something that I read where it's like, at the same time, these men and women in the military and the National Guard, they're kind of just doing their job.
Right.
It's not a representation of what,
Of what they believe in. Yep.
So how difficult is it to be put in that situation where it's your job and you're called to patrol these streets that you may have grown up on?
Right.
You know, it's
So
just
crazy.
like such a fucked up morally and ethically. And it's just, I don't know if you feel it, but I feel such a strong energy shift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I live in a very white neighborhood. And it's, you know, I haven't felt it per se because I live there. But it's like, damn, this is unfair.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't okay.
Yeah.
The superintendent of schools, which I feel like for it to be a suburban school district in town, they do a very good job at, like, nipping things in the butt up front.
Right.
You know, it's like not acting like it's not happening.
Right.
They sent an email yesterday about, you know, that this, and I want to make sure I refer to it correctly. Is it what, EBT still?
EBT. Yep.
EBT system and what's happening could possibly affect your classmates, your other families. Also, let's
But they're also taking money away from SNAP, and I think that's in conjunction with EBT.
So, yeah, do you know so SNAP EBT difference?
I don't know but I know back when, oh God, I want to say in 1994 when I was on state assistance for 6 months.
But wasn't it? But there was a period too. It may have been before then where you didn't even get like
No, you got
cupones.
food. You got actual
the
food stamp, and
or
then
you got the
actual food
food. Remember
stamps,
the
like
block
paper.
of cheese?
Oh yeah.
They would give you the milk.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
very much like
It was
specific.
very yeah. And then you also got WIC coupons,
If you
depending.
were
That was another
pregnant.
program. Yeah, if you had children. So I don't know if that WIC program, hopefully, is still going, because that helped me immensely in those 6 months that I, you know. And for me, I was just like, this is not enough for me and my
it's
child.
never enough.
I was like, I need to go work, you know? And then so it was just like okay, so you work. So now I believe, and sorry, because we sort of like jumped into this and we could have had a little bit more background.
We didn't do our proper research, but I
But-
think it's a response to frustration.
Yeah. So I believe that now you can't make a certain amount of money and get assistance and get food stamps. So the more money you make, I mean, like working, or if you get like Social Security or something, the less money you get.
Yeah,
in
but
food stamps.
even those thresholds, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
'Cause you
really
get a certain amount
significant
for-
amount of money.
Right. And you get it for the month, right? So when I go to the grocery store and I do a small amount of groceries, and it's usually not junk, like we'll get Oreos and stuff like that every once in a while, but I'm getting like meat, bread, milk, you know, stuff like that, the
150
basic
easy.
stuff, right? And then we'll get some chips and some juices or whatever. To me, it's almost $300.
Well, you have, it's just
Yeah,
me
because
and
it's
Sophie.
you and Sophie, right? So in my household, there's 4 of us. So it's easy $300. And I'm talking about like every week and a half. You know what I'm saying? So easily, I'm spending over $1,000 on groceries a month.
That's crazy.
And it's just us, right? It's us 4, where I don't cook every day. So now it's less. That's less than I used to spend. Before I would spend more like $2,500 when when I was cooking every day and the kids were smaller. So I could just imagine the people that have like 2 and 3 kids. And okay, you can argue that maybe they should have had all them kids. Well, the kids are here. Let's forget like they shouldn't have had whatever. The kids are here because you're always going to have people that, well, maybe they should have planned. Maybe, obviously it wasn't planned.
Like, and if it was planned.
Even if it was planned, right? Some people too have had amazing lives and have been like a stay-at-home mom, and then their husband passes away or loses their job.
Period.
So now they got to get on state assistant and get, you know, until they get this, you know, this next step, or a parent passes away, or they break up, and now the mom or it's a lot of different circumstances, right? So now all these people that are on these benefits, where at the end of the day, I think it's because they just want to take the money away and do something else with it.
So, again,
Because it's funding.
I want to know, okay, so the justification to stop funding this is to do what?
Right.
The money's there.
There's no.
The money's
there's
there.
No
And let's be
answer.
clear, this current administration will leave as the wealthiest person probably on the planet.
Right. Because there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
This is all just
to
cover
line
up
the
for
pockets.
what's really happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's always been that way. Don't get us wrong. We know that they put out movies like all these movies they have to put out about the government.
100%.
There's a whole bunch of different movies. You can
That
go on
Will
Netflix.
Smith movie.
Scandal.
Yeah.
I mean,
period.
the show Scandal.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So there's always some type of lobbying to line somebody's pockets. It's always been. People always get caught. We had a governor here that got caught. So
A mayor,
whatever, a governor,
Bridgeport mayor.
Oh my God!
And that's on a small scale.
And that's on a small scale. So imagine, this dude is getting rid of mad stuff. Like he got rid of education stuff. He's been getting rid of stuff that we don't even know about.
And it's like, why?
And then there's nobody to cover it because now
He
he's
gets
getting
rid of the
media.
journalists. The media. You don't cover it the way I want to cover it. You don't give the right side. It's funny. Not to be funny. It's not a funny topic. But it reminds me of Puff. Like, we would be in meetings, like serious negotiation meetings. And he, at the time, which is also weird that during his sentencing and stuff, there wasn't more video. But that's a whole nother conversation. He would have full cameramen recording meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of a very serious part of the conversation, he'd be like, Playboy, not this side, this side.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm like,
so I'm sure he has lighting and everything because what's popping
what's
off
happening
over
up here?
and then what's going on
Over here? Exactly. But
How
it's,
does she do it? How do you do it, Melania?
girl.
At this point, she's probably just numb.
But she looks miserable.
So does his son.
Miserable.
The one that lives with him.
And he probably gets a really hard time at school.
Absolutely.
Because he goes to NYU, which is a very liberal college. It's like
But he probably has like security, but I'm sure he
How
still gets.
boring.
Oh my God.
Anyway, what's happening in this country, if you're worried, you are not alone.
You are not alone.
And like I said, I'm not one to worry, but this shit here is next level. Like, and having been to Cuba before, it can happen like this.
Quick.
And people are like, oh, everyone feels like they're an exception to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I have a green card. I have a visa. I have this. I have that. He could literally sign a bill tomorrow that says, if you weren't born here, your
Mm-hmm.
paperwork is null and void. Why not?
And then it's given people, like, I don't want to say the power, but it's this entitlement to act just a little bit more racist than usual. You know what I'm saying? Where they used to keep it just quiet and tell their little racist jokes behind the scenes.
Oh, no,
and
I have
make
black
sure.
friends.
Wait.
I have black friends.
Oh, no one here is black. Let's
Right.
say, let's say the N word with a hard R. You know? So I say this, right, because we moved to our town because I thought it's very diverse. It is very diverse.
It
I should
actually
say.
is.
It's
Yours
very
is-
diverse.
yours is.
We've actually had conversations with white kids, black kids, brown kids, and they are shocked when they go outside of our town and go to like a Yukon or they go to like a Central, and they're told that they have to pick, that they can no longer hang out with their childhood friends. These are other white kids telling, yeah. So the kids that my kids have grown up
Yes.
with had to say, well, screw that.
Yes.
You know, Jimmy has been coming and sleeping over my house for 15 years. Our families have traveled together. We live next door to each other. I've grown up with this black
It
family.
doesn't make
I'm
sense.
sorry.
None of it is making sense.
It's so crazy. But then you turn around, right? I'm so happy about my town, but here goes this person that's president. And now we have a few places with Trump flags.
Oh, you mean my backyard?
No, but I was surprised to see it in my town, like where it is, in the places where it is, and the people. And listen, when I go by, it's still good morning. How you doing?
You're like, wow, wake up.
Yeah.
There is something very different about this administration, and I've said it from his first run. It's like, it's not Republican, Democrat. It's like evil, unkind, morally and ethically wrong.
And people are fed up.
Period.
People are fighting back.
I mean, the No Kings marches around the country were insane, and then the response
From him.
what are we talking about? What are we talking
Like,
about?
who sat down and said this would be a great idea for you to do?
Because I know he don't even know how to use AI,
That's what
so
I'm
he didn't come
saying.
up with that
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. How funny would this be?
Some junior person on staff, his social
So
media.
crazy.
What is happening?
Girl, that was baffling. But what I'm finding even more interesting, and I hate that I'm watching it because now I'm getting it all the time on my
Feed.
algorithm. Yeah, it's people that are challenging either Spanish, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever, or challenging black people, coming in their face, and the people saying back up, and they have their phones up and they're saying back up, because if you don't back up, I'm going to mess you up, or I'm going to hit you. Don't hit me. Don't touch me. And then they swing at their phone, and then the white person ends up on the floor with a black eye. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then they're calling the police.
See,
Well, guess
but
what? You
this
put
is-
your hands on the person
right,
first.
Right, but this is what happens, and that's how civil wars are created.
Right.
Because
That's how militias are born, which there are
I'm
few
telling you,
militias.
people respond from fear or from love, and I think a lot of people are afraid.
Yeah.
You're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid if you've never surrounded yourself with different types of people. You're afraid you can't feed your kids. You're afraid you're not going to keep your job. It's like there's even, it's like, okay, politics is politics, but even at some point you look up to your leadership and you're like, okay, at least you feel some sense of hope.
No.
Right now,
Hope
it's
is
like,
gone.
It's like, this is not hopeful. This is fucked up.
It's like you're going to watch, hello, 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 hello.
Right?
It's crazy. If you're not in a certain bracket,
But even
that
in a-
administration
but-
is not for
but
you.
even in a certain bracket, right?
Right.
Even if you are wealthy, even it what the fuck kind of person are you that you're okay with this? Like, I'm not even questioning your character. I don't fucking like you.
Right.
Because it's not a question of character. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's unkind. It's mean. And more importantly, it's founded in ignorance. There is nothing on the foundation that says, you know what, for real, we got to take $10 from here, because if we don't take $10 from here, this shit over here is about to crumble. You get what I'm saying? There's not intellectual justification behind these decisions.
Right.
It's not, as a businesswoman myself, it's like, the country is a business. This is all business. There's nothing that has been presented or said that is justifiable in dollars and cents either. So it's like, this is all about power. This is all about, I said it, and I don't want to do it. And it's
not a warning either. Like, let's scale back. We're going to give you 75% of whatever we've given you in the past. Try to scale back to see if we can make this work. Or we'll give you no warning. It's like, we're taking everything November. So figure it out.
so is that when this is happening?
Yeah, November 1st, supposedly. And you know what? When
And
I went to,
do you
when
know
I went,
what is gonna happen?
they're gonna go crazy.
No. Like, literally, so you go
So
from
I think that
funds
so
to not.
it happens the first week of every month, depending on your last name. That's when you get your money.
Is that how
or
it
your,
works
or
right
your
now?
benefits, right?
Okay.
So then you have your card and you go, if your last name's from 8 or whatever, and you go, and this is from me knowing this about, 18 years ago when I used to work in social service. So you go and you put your card in and, you have a certain amount of money, and some people get astronomical amounts of money because they got like 6, 7 kids. So they're going to get like $2,500 or $3,000 a month.
For food.
For food alone.
For food.
For food. So then, I can sort of kind of see, right, the other side of that, where they can scale those people back, right? People that may not be using the whole amount. Have some of these social, and I don't know, I don't even want to get into.
What happens if you don't use the whole amount? Do you know?
I have no idea, but you know what? I do know.
Oh shit.
I do know.
People be selling it for cash.
Yes.
And give everyone else a bad name. That's the problem.
That's the problem. So that's why if you go to a Price Right, Stop and Shop, whatever grocery store you go to, there's always a sign on the window that says, if you are, it's illegal to let someone else use your EBT card, whatever. There's cameras on the premises, all that stuff, but people still.
And now the cards, don't they have someone's picture on them?
No,
Oh, they don't.
no, not that I know of.
I thought they did.
I know
don't
Costco
know.
does.
I don't know. I know for yo,
Got the security at Costco.
is fucking
Crazy.
stupid bananas. Yo, first of all, I went to Costco
Oh, man.
with Phil. Phil had a Costco membership, right? And on the picture is Sophie and him.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using his Costco card, nothing, willy-nilly. They now have that system where you scan on your own, and on the other side, it's a picture.
The picture.
Do you know, I felt like I was committing a crime.
No.
I wanted to go in to get strawberries and to get a few things. The man was like, is this person here with you? I was like, well, that's my daughter in the picture. I was like, that's my husband. Are they here with you? It was like a real situation.
Girl.
That
like
day,
they about
I
to
ended
pat
up,
you down.
Oh, no, I ended up having to get my own membership that day
Wow.
because I was like, I'm not even buying electronics. Like, I'm confused. What is happening right now?
But who buys electronics there?
Well, I say that because when I went to check out, of course, I asked for the manager, and I was like, this is OD, like,
Right.
and he was like, well, did you buy any electronics? I was like, no. He's like, oh, well, next time, basically, like, I could have asked for the manager and had a conversation with them, but I'm like,
For
I literally felt like a
electronics?
because I guess if you're buying high ticketed items with someone else's membership, that can create a red flag or some BS. Yes. 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 Nonetheless, I did not know Costco
wow.
took EBT SNAP benefits.
Yeah, they do. And so does BJ's. They all do. They have to. It's like,
But it has to be on food.
but it has to be on food. Right.
So
So you can't do detergent. You can't do anything. Yeah.
so did
So
we
that's
discuss?
another thing that they can limit. Exactly.
Period.
Right. They can just limit what foods they can get. That would be,
So that's again, we didn't plan this, and this entire episode is going to be about this, which is fine. But did we discuss the difference between EBT and SNAP?
No, but I'll look it up.
So while you look that up, why wouldn't the first step be in November decreasing the amount that people get?
Right.
Just decrease, not fully get rid of and create chaos and anxiety and fear and like, what are we really doing?
Right. And having people going and committing crimes to get food.
By the way, we also live in a blue state, which benefits us and the people in the state. But can you imagine living in a red state where you have like a DeSantos in Florida who is like, fuck all y'all.
Right. So here's the answer. SNAP is a federal program that provides food assistance, while EBT is the system used to deliver those benefits through a debit card.
So SNAP
So they're
is
together.
the program.
Yeah, so SNAP is the program. And EBT is just the card. So yeah.
What are we going to do?
Girl.
Have you thought about moving to another country?
No. No, but
Like shit is real. We're
SNAP
silent.
runs out.
We're silent here because it's like shit
SNAP
is real.
runs out of money November 1st. Here's what it means for your state.
Let's see. What does it mean?
Oh, Lord.
Wait. So
'Cause
SNAP
the federal
runs out
government
of
shutdown
money.
continues without an end in sight. In just a few days, tens of millions of people are at risk of losing federal food and nutrition benefits as a result. The Trump administration has warned that the debit-like EBT cards will not be refilled and that the program will run out of money on November 1st.
Unless, or is it period?
Hold on. This is on NPR. Individual states handle the distribution while the federal government provides the funds and its infrastructure that power the debit-like cards. Are you worried about SNAP? Until further notice, blah, 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 blah. So as November looms, states are trying to sort what option they can offer to fill the gap in food assistance. And that's what I told you about our governor giving $3 million out of something, I
But
don't know
sis,
where.
what the hell is $3 million?
Nothing.
a drop in the bucket.
Nothing.
What is he doing with $3 million?
So you know what's gonna happen because for Thanksgiving anyways, you have all these places that are always collecting turkeys, $20 or a
Yes,
turkey,
yes,
right?
yes.
Because even with SNAP and WIC and all this other stuff, people still need.
Yes.
No matter what, right?
Yes.
There's always someone
Yes.
that needs a turkey. There's been people, me growing up, when I went to their house after my Thanksgiving in the projects, that they had chickens instead of turkeys. That was their dinner, and it was fine.
Which P.S. I don't really like turkey. My mom and I decided
You
to
gotta
make
have-
chicken this season. So.
You gotta have mine. But
Oh, well, I know where I'll be at the diverse community of Diana's
you so crazy.
cul-de-sac.
Oh, we do have like collard greens. You already know how I get down.
Oh, yes, mac and cheese. Oh, moment of silence for Phil. He loved it.
Yeah.
I'm coming over, actually.
You should. And so, so it's part of the government shutdown, which is also
So, wait, okay.
crazy.
So, since this episode has become this, because this is what it's going to be.
Oh, by the way, since we're like ADD, right now,
100%.
and it's okay. But even like the people that work at the airport,
I was literally about to ask
they're
you.
not getting paid.
So, how does that have to do with that?
They're not getting paid.
Okay, but why?
I know someone that has a son that works for TSA because they're government funded.
So, TSA, not airline workers.
No, TSA, the people that screen.
Yes,
the people that are
but
going through
also
security. They're not getting paid.
The air traffic control is not getting paid.
Not getting paid.
But why does one thing have to do with the other?
With the government shutdown?
Yes.
I have no idea. I think because everything is shut down, so no money is being funneled anywhere.
So then,
Because they can't
it's
come up
more
with a
than
freaking
SNAP
choice or
benefits.
decision on whatever's going on in the House and the Senate and the. I wish we had a person that was like,
Shit.
it's crazy.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up too.
It's so crazy.
Why are the airlines? Why are the air traffic control and TSA being affected? So the bigger problem here is the government shutdown.
Yep.
Under that, what has been highlighted is the SNAP benefits because it's food.
And here comes Thanksgiving.
Bitch, this is a problem.
Such a problem.
So P.S.
November's next month. Like, we're talking about benefits that are supposed to hit on Monday. As a matter of fact, no. They would hit on Saturday. Because they wouldn't hit on a Sunday, but they would probably hit on Saturday because tomorrow's the 31st. So no money for people to buy whatever little that they get to buy. And I'm sure people share their benefits with family members. I'm sure that people were planning to they were probably doing this over here and don't worry about it because next month we'll have a brand new and now nothing. So what are they going to do? And then these food pantries. It's so crazy. I feel so bad.
But, okay, so government shutdown. Now these SNAP benefits happen November 1st. And because that happens on a monthly, that's it for November. You just ain't getting.
I guess until the government shutdown is over.
You just ain't getting
any money.
So what we will do on this episode is provide links for services and places that are going to be helping people in need.
Go on Instagram. We will do it on YouTube. I'll pull some up.
Yes.
But also, if you're local in Connecticut, 211 is a big resource for when it comes to food. There's food pantries. There's also churches. And I'm sure in every community that share food and stuff. I know that, what's that food share? What's that other place?
So, okay. Basically, it's like the government shutdown. Basically, imagine your household budget expires every year. If you and your partner couldn't agree on what to spend money on next month, groceries, school, gas, the bank would freeze your debit card until you figure it out. That's what happens to the government. So the reason airline is because they're considered essential workers, which is TSA. So if TSA... right? Ready for this? Oh, this is funny, fucked up shit. Essential workers are air traffic controllers, TSA, ready? Border Patrol, and military.
Yeah, my son's not getting paid right now.
But also, Border Patrol and military And these immigration people, they not stopping their funding.
Yeah. ICE is fully
ICE
funded.
is fully funded.
They're fully funded.
Oh, wait. Is ICE? So, travel, national parks and museums, which I already... Did you feel that in D.C. at all?
Yes. Like, we couldn't... There wasn't a museum. We couldn't go to museum. Like, D.C. is usually, like, bustling, and there were a lot of people around Howard. Usually around monuments and stuff, there were some people, but around the museums, it was like, because you know how museums are usually like bustling with
Yes.
By the way, my daughter's, don't give me the line, but my daughter's roommate told me that there's something happening with the African American Museum too.
What are they doing? Closing it?
Yeah, because there's a false history in there. So there's some things that he wants to shake around and move around.
OMG.
Yeah.
What? So this is like when
'Cause
Florida removed slavery.
It's a fallacy.
Florida removed slavery from history in their textbooks and how they're teaching.
Yeah.
Wait, but isn't the African American... Oh.
When I went to the African American Museum.
Is it privately funded or is it funded by federal?
I think it's federal.
Wow.
I think it's federal.
See, that's the thing. Not all money is good money. When you
it's
accept
federal.
money, which is a business lesson, when you accept money from something like federal government, it puts you under so many rules and laws that restrict your creativity and expressive abilities that you don't even think about, because again, you would never think that we would be in a position where someone in office is like, actually, I wasn't there. I'm going to ignore the history books, but it didn't happen that way. And
But
because
then-
I said that,
But
period.
then this is the thing, right? So the history that was taught to us was very PG. The history that I learned when I was in high school was very PG. When I went to the African American Museum, I was expecting to see what I was taught in high school, right? When I went to the first level, which was essentially the basement of the African American Museum, it started with how they were taken and how they were transported.
Was
here.
this on your trip?
No,
right
no,
now?
no. This was
Previous.
this was 5 years ago.
When it first
Like,
opened.
when it first opened.
Yeah.
Like you had to get yourself on a
Oh, it's
waiting
crazy.
list. It was
I
crazy.
haven't even gone because
My
it was so
girlfriend
crazy.
was so lucky. Like she put herself on a waiting list and they did a lottery and they picked us and we went the next day.
Amazing.
It was crazy.
Amazing.
So it was like it was meant for us to go. But the crying that we did on that first level alone, okay,
Insanity.
insanity. And then I didn't know that it was the whole world getting ships from Africa. It wasn't just the United States and
100%.
Cuba and Puerto Rico
Oh, no.
and it was the
100%.
whole world
100%.
getting ships, right?
Yeah.
And
It's a part of history.
what stayed with me that I didn't learn, and this is total sidebar, but I thought about it, so I wanted to share it. What stayed with me was, you know how they have to do a manifest for boats and for planes and stuff? They did it even back then,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you have to count the amount of crew, the amount of passengers,
All the bodies on board.
right? Right. So,
Oh my God. I don't even want to know what you're about to tell
Girl.
us.
I'm about to say it because it stayed in me, in my soul, and I'm gonna really try not to get emotional because, but anyways, they would have about 100 crew and whatever, which was about the capacity of a boat, right? They would start off with 100 crew and like 1,500 Africans. And the way they lined up these people side by side by side by side by side
No,
in like
sardines.
bunks.
Sardines.
And they didn't have a chance to go to the bathroom. They didn't have, so everything was done in this, right?
Oh God.
So they would start with 1,500 when they departed, and when they got to where they were going, they have to do the manifest again. They would be like 400 or 300 or 700. So then it was a whole story, and where were all these other people? If you got sick, if you got
They
too,
threw you
they just threw you
overboard.
overboard.
My God.
So the crying, and then I couldn't even make the Emmett Till. They had a
Oh,
whole
Emmett
Emmett
Till,
Till.
like, forget
I
it.
couldn't even.
Forget it.
By the time I got to
Oh,
the
my
second
God.
floor And they had the Emmett. I was like, no, I'm gonna go to the hip hop. I can't take this amount of heartache anymore. Like I am like, so imagine living that.
And
You
by
know
the
what I'm
way,
saying?
that wasn't that long ago.
Right.
Let's also
Right.
not forget that.
Right.
And it's crazy that the way you're speaking of it, it's like, bruh, it's again, absolutely different circumstances, but the feeling or the feelings that are like simmering in this country right now are of that, it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's one. Can you imagine your lineage, your history, your grandmother, your great grandmother, picked cotton, all the things, was a slave, and then it's like you're told that didn't happen. Like forget about it. It's
Yep.
not justified.
Yep.
It's not a part of who you are.
Yep.
It's almost like right now. It's like, oh, you depend on us to eat. You're not gonna eat. Cool, simple.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But we'll have food
Period.
in abundance
Yeah.
because we have chefs and cooks and I wonder, will they have a Thanksgiving? Probably not.
Oh, right, because every year the White House does something for
They would host
Thanksgiving.
for like the needy or the, but I don't think he ever did it.
Yeah. So, not to digress, but I wanted to look up the ICE thing. So, ICE is definitely considered essential, right? So, it says what happens to ICE during a shutdown. Because ICE's work involves law enforcement, detention, and national security, most of its employees are considered essential. ICE keeps operating. Agents still work, detain people, and enforce immigration laws. But they don't get paid during the shutdown. They're required to work without a paycheck until Congress restores funding. They're required to work without a paycheck. Non-essential ICE employees, like administrative, HR, and training staff, may be furloughed, temporarily sent home. But you said your son isn't getting paid.
No.
So he's not getting paid financially, but he currently lives on a base, so he has
There's funding.
room and board.
Yeah, there's funding on the base.
But is he required to work?
yes,
So he's working.
he
just,
still works and goes to
and
school.
does he
and
know? Is he accruing pay?
they'll probably get lump sum after the.
Where they do math on whatever,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's reconciled.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, like
But I doubt that this will be reconciled. Because I know that something happened during COVID, which was something very crazy, that they were giving out like food stamps for people that, that were suffering, but then people that actually didn't need it were getting in line to get it.
So here's the
So
thing,
again,
right?
that's another thing.
Here's
You
the
know what I'm
thing.
saying?
Right. So it's that,
People lost their
double-edged
jobs
sword.
because it was people that worked at the state that went and got $500. Like, you're sitting at home. You're getting paid. You're not spending money on anything, right? Unless it's Amazon or something crazy. Why then are you going to get in line to get $500 from somebody that really needs it?
See, that's the part, and those are the people who fuck it up for everybody else.
Yeah.
Because those are the examples that the Republicans or the other side of the table,
That's what they're
regardless,
seeing.
or that's what they're going to enforce.
Right.
And as someone who's a marketer, the masterness behind what the current administration does is they're master marketers. They're very good at using words like rape and killers, and it's actually a very well-known marketing tool where it's like Nike. Nike is a name that you're like, it doesn't even mean anything. If it wasn't a brand, you would never say Nike. It's not a name.
It's not a word.
But it's second nature to us because the work has been done so that you connect Nike, just do it, Nike. So it's this repetitive mindset in branding and marketing, and it's essentially what it convinces you to do is buy, believe in quality, believe in whatever. So when these stories come out about child labor and Nike being made in these factories and blah, 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 people kind of like, you kind of like put it to the side because you've already been fed so
It's
much.
Nike.
Yes.
Who cares
You've
how it
already
gets
been
done?
fed so much about Nike being this brand and its quality and it's this and it's that and it's a fluency and you're wearing it. So it's the same thing from a government perspective. The saddest part is that it's referring to people.
Right.
And it's referring to humanity. And it's referring to us who have to live amongst each other. And that is what's fucking awful. Like this whole immigration thing, it's like, why aren't the European immigrants being targeted?
Right.
Do they not commit crimes?
Right. Do they
It's-
not
it's
have?
really that simple.
Haven't they had like mobs and mafias for years?
I'm so
There's
confused.
movies about them, but then, like you said, in the marketing, and that's why I bring up Scandal again. There is an Olivia Pope. There is she's not called Olivia. Her name's not Olivia Pope, I'm sure, and she's probably not a black woman, right?
Or
'Cause
she might be.
Or she might be. But to me, it has to be far from what it is, right? So she's probably somebody that's blending in. She's a fixer. She's a spinner. She's somebody that's. They have all types of people. Some are called lobbyists.
It's sick.
You know what I'm saying? So to have people look a certain way, right? There's still some people in Washington that want to still look good because after this is done, there's gonna have to be some.
Yeah, somebody got to come
Some
out with a
cutting and
book.
pasting
Somebody
something.
got to be able to
'Cause
do
it's
speaking.
gonna
it.
be-
I don't know.
Woo.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. And this is only year one. It's only year one. By the way, I just found out, I think last week, that the votes that are tallied during the election is a company. It's a private owned company. And it was just acquired by a huge Trump supporter who's a Republican. Yeah. So on the way here, ironically, even though we didn't know this was a topic we were
wow.
going to discuss, I was like, it's so crazy to be living in a time where fraudulent things are just happening.
They should
And-
just make the people, when you go to vote, just be like, I voted for this person. Like that.
Period.
Just do it like that.
Period.
Why everything got to be a secret?
Period. It's like your vote is private, but why is it private?
Right.
Just let it be public. But
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
no, it's like I'm concerned. So I feel like if you aren't educating yourself, and this topic has nothing to do with dick or vagina or any of the things we usually talk about.
I mean, but really, if you're not fed, you're not going to want to have dick or
Period.
vagina.
There's going to be no moisture anywhere.
No energy.
Nothing.
Not even a meal
not
after.
to be light about it.
No, but I'm
it's
just
like
saying, it's for
facts.
real.
It's
For real. And think about the other side too, like domestic violence is going to go up.
Crazy.
Crime is going to go up.
I said to you when I walked in, I was like, I told my parents, I'm like, you guys need to start using the alarm and locking the door. Because, they're older. They live very, like,
Like, we've been here for years.
You've
Nobody's
been here
gonna
for
do
years,
anything.
but
Yeah.
it's a different time. It's desperation. Can you imagine you cannot feed your children?
People going to start stealing. Well, they've already started stealing. So.
You said you saw that on social media?
On TikTok.
People just walking out.
This white woman,
Are they getting arrested?
this white woman was walking out of Walmart with a cart full of food. And she says, I don't care. I'm not getting my SNAP benefits. I need to feed my kids.
Period.
And no one did anything.
But did no one do anything because she was white and probably
I
in
have
the Midwest
no clue. They're
somewhere?
probably calling the police, but she walked out.
It's crazy because we live on the borders, right? So LA, California, and then on the East Coast. And we forget that the middle of the country is very, very white. And Walmart is strong everywhere. When I went to Burning Man,
Yo, the Waltons
went-
are paid.
dude, and I was like, do not fall for the hype that there's a lot of white people who are affected by it. And honestly, in a real fucked up way, I'm like, this is probably what we need. Because now it's like, oh, you are the one who voted for this.
Well, that's what they said. There was a meme. Oh my God, I'm not gonna get it right, but he said the people, the people in the middle of the country that are missing teeth are the ones that got them in, but now they're not gonna have food,
Nothing to eat.
nothing to eat.
You're not getting your beer, bruh. Or is that the only thing you're going to pay for? I don't know.
They're not gonna have money to pay for beer because or they might pay for the beer and the poor kids.
Well, Snap doesn't buy beer, right?
No.
Bitch, I don't even know. Like this shit.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't buy anything like alcohol. It doesn't buy. It lets you buy food. Anything that you can consume that's not alcohol, that's not like a drug or anything, you can buy. Like you can buy everything, like cake and all that stuff. And I've seen some crazy shopping carts.
Oh, I've seen them too.
Oh my God! Where I'm just like, bro,
Do you really need that?
do you
Why are
really
you buying
need
that?
17 ice cream cartons?
Or all that cereal that's going to go bad? So, but I will say this, that I do think that messed up side of it is like the people who do then sell, because I know people who buy the, they'll give $50 for $100 worth of
Right.
the food.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that is what gives a bad name, and that is what creates like a platform for the other side to be like, see, like people aren't even using their benefits. They're
Right.
not even using the program for what it's for.
Right.
But if you're not educating yourself, if you're not affected by this specifically, it still will affect you. Like
Right.
I'm traveling next week, and in my head I was like, holy shit, is my flight going to be delayed? Like, what does this mean for the lines at TSA? Like, are you showing up to work if you're not getting paid?
Right.
No, like, real question. Would you show up to work? I don't know.
So my friend's son was legit looking to see if he could find another job because he can't. He's going to school.
You said he does TSA.
He does TSA, and so he's going to school and has not been getting paid. So he's telling his dad, "Can you help me out until I find another job?" Because
That's insane.
that's crazy.
I don't know, sis. I don't know how we got onto this topic. Well, I do know how we got onto this topic
Because
because
it's what's happening right now.
it's what's happening in the country, and
We need to be aware.
we are passionate,
Yeah.
intelligent women who are fiercely engaged with what is happening to our people. This is affecting, if it's not affecting you who is watching or listening, it is affecting somebody in your family, somebody you
Absolutely.
know,
Somebody you know.
some kid in your kid's classroom. Like, be more aware, be more in tune, be more thoughtful in how you express yourself and how you spend your money and what you decide to do. Like, if anything, okay, the holidays, one thing, is a time to kind of like collect and reassess, but like with this shit happening, I don't know. I just feel overwhelmed with the need for people to become more empathetic and stop pointing fingers and stop
Absolutely.
being like, well, they be selling, bruh, can you, it's like the other day I left Whole Foods, right? And this is in my town, and there's a woman there, and she's holding a sign, and she's like 3 kids, whatever. And I drove by, and I had $1, and I gave her the $1, and she came up to the car, and she just had this really great energy. And I was like, what's your name? She told me her name, and I was like, my name is Rocio. Nice to meet you. God bless you. And something in me, I drove off, and I was actually going to get money at Chase for something else. And I came back, and I was like, you know what, Rocio, it's $20. Like, give her and this is not about me.
Right.
This is about, I felt compelled. And when I gave her the $20, dude, she started crying. And I was like, you never know what someone is going through. You never know what someone is going through. Okay, so you don't know what they're going through at home, but you also don't know the humiliation
Of
that
having to
you
be
have
out there
to
asking for
swallow.
money. Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me that someone chooses to do this?
Absolutely
And
not.
she was clearly not on drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever her reasoning was is reasoning enough for me to sit in my privilege and be like, you know what, sis? Here's $20. Like, it's the least I could do. So, if anything, fuck, I really hope the government figures this situation out. But also, as a human in society that is living amongst other people, like, we just got to do better.
It's going to affect everybody. It's going to
It
affect
absolutely will.
small business. It's going to affect humanity. Not just our people, everybody. Everybody that needs food. Because when you go to shelters, when you go to food pantries, when you go to, everybody uses everybody. It's going to affect everybody. Especially on the street alone, there's a supermarket right there on the corner. I bet you they make most of their money on the
100%.
first week of the month.
100%.
It's going to affect them. What's going to happen? Shit's going to go up. Prices already up. So we implore you to just have a bigger heart, share, give. If you could give your time, if you could give food, whatever. because it's going to be tough. These next few months are going to be tough.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to do some research, provide some resources that even if it doesn't affect you, that you can share, that you should share, that even if you share on your social media, like you just don't know privately what people are dealing with.
Absolutely.
It's like you think everybody got it all together.
Nope.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Like at my church, they do food pantry all the time, and it's like people within the church sometimes
Right.
go, and just because they're clean on Sundays and look, it's like, I don't know your budget, but damn, if you have to come out of your way to come get food at the church, dude, like, damn.
Yeah.
You know?
You just don't know.
Right. So with that, I pray for peace in this country, man.
And I pray for bigger hearts and deeper pockets. I know it's tough and I know it's rough, but if you could buy 2 turkeys instead of 1 this year, if you could give $40 instead of $20, if you know somebody that's being impacted, give them a little card, give them a little gift card. If you don't want to give cash, give them a little gift card so they could go to Stop and Shop, Walmart, or whatever. Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, y'all.
Have a good day, y'all.
bensound.com.
Gracias for listening to Cositas Mami Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mami Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!